Hey everyone, I'm getting ready for my cousin's baby shower today, and I've got to do my makeup, so I figured I would just take you along and show you what I do. So first thing I do is put on my super goop. Okay, put that all over, and then I'm going to put my primer on. I'm going to use this Becca First Light Priming Filter. This one right here, I like this one. Okay, I just put a little bit in my hands. It comes out purple, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a second, and then I'm just gonna do my brows off camera really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, brows are done. Don't mind my baby hairs. That postpartum life is real. So for my brows, I use the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and I set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Next, I'm gonna do foundation. I'm gonna use the True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup. I love this one. I've been using this for years. It's got good coverage. It looks nice in pictures. It's one of my favorites. So I'm just gonna use my beauty blender and bounce this into my face. I'm gonna do it all over, bring it down my neck, and I will be right back. Okay, it's a cute look. I put my concealer on. I use the Tarte Shape Tape. It's one of my favorites. It has really good coverage. It is very thick, but it doesn't feel thick when it's on your skin and it's all blended. It just looks really nice. The color I'm using is Medium Sand. It's definitely a little bit light for me right now, but it's all I've got. So I'll just blend it in and, we'll make it work. So I'm just gonna, just like I did with my foundation, just push this into my face. When you use your beauty blender, you don't swipe, you just lightly push it into the skin. And then I always bring this on top of my eyelids, and I use it as kind of like a primer. Okay, concealer is on and blended out. There we go. You can see the Shape Tape really gives you like a flawless finish under there. Okay, and then next I'm gonna set everything. So when I set my under eyes, I typically do it with my beauty blender. So I just take the beauty blender and I dip it into my translucent powder. Today I'm using the Hourglass, the Veil Translucent Setting Powder. So yeah, I just do like this and tap away. I feel really dry today. I don't know, I must be dehydrated or something, so I'm not gonna go super heavy on the powder. But I really like this one. I used to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I do like that one too, but because I'm more dry, I think this one, I don't know, this one, it just sits better on my skin. Okay, so I use the beauty blender for under my eyes, and then I just do a light coating around my whole face. I'm gonna use the Morphe E3 brush and just the same, I'm gonna use the same powder. Even though I am really dry, I have to set my whole face just with like a light dusting. If I don't, then everything else will go on streaky. Like my bronzer will go on streaky, my blush, everything. So I just do a little bit all over the face. Okay, so next I'm gonna do my shadow. I don't like to go crazy with my shadow for like a daytime event, so I'm just gonna do something kind of subtle. I love this palette. This is the Lorac, which one is this? The Unzipped palette. Oh yeah, the Unzipped palette. It looks like this. It's really, really nice. The colors are really pigmented. I always tend to go back to this one. I have a bunch, but this is just one of my favorites. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with Unconditional. This one right here, it's like a light brown, and I'm just gonna buff that into my crease. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So for that, I used my Morphe MB23 brush. And then I'm gonna use the Morphe MB44 brush. Looks a little bit different. It's a little bit more tapered. And I'm gonna put a darker color on the outer corner. I'm gonna use this color right here. I don't know if you can see right there. So it's a little bit darker. I think it's called Unbridled? I don't know. But yeah, so I'm just gonna put this in the corner like this. I'm gonna do it on both sides. And then I'm gonna go back to that other brush and I'm just going to blend it out. So I went back in with that first brush that I used, the blending one, and I didn't put any extra product on it. I just used what was on there, and I just kind of blended it out like this. Just so that all the colors, the two colors, sorry, kind of melt in together. Okay. Right, and then I'm gonna take, let me see. I'm gonna take a flat brush. This is the Morphe G15. And take a flat brush, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of sparkle. Because why not, right? I'm gonna take my setting spray, it's my Morphe setting spray. I'm just gonna wet my brush a little bit. Ooh. And then I'm gonna dip it in, I'm gonna stick with the same color scheme. So I'm gonna dip it in this one right here. It's called Unattainable. So it's still that brown in the brown family. Okay, so I did that over both of my eyes, all over my lid. And I always recommend using some sort of spray. This is the Morphe, the setting spray. But whatever you have works. It makes the color pop a little bit more. It just makes them look a lot better. And then after I do that, I go back in with that first brush. I don't put any extra product on it. And I just run it over my crease and along the outer corner just to make sure everything blends really nicely. Hi, Shar. Come here. Careful. Oh, this is Shar Shar. Hi, cutie. Kiss. Mwah. Now I'm gonna do my lower lash line. So whatever flat top brush you have works. This is the BH Cosmetics one. It's just what I have. I'm gonna go in with that darker brown color again. This one right here. Just dab it in there a little bit, and then run it along the lash line. Okay. Ooh, poke myself in the eye. And then you just have to blend it out. I like to use this brush. It's a Lux 231 small tapering blending brush. And then I dip it in that lighter brown color, and then I just blend. And sometimes this takes a little while. You just have to have patience. Just go back and forth until it blends out to where you want it to be. So I did both eyes, and it's not much on the lower lash line. It's just a little bit, just to kind of bring the whole eye together. Like that. And now I'm going to do mascara. So for mascara, I'm gonna prime my lashes first. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Voluminous Base. This one right here, and then I'm gonna go in with the Lash Sensational Luscious Full Fan Effect Mascara. Oh my gosh, this is what I've been using lately. I love this combination. And then on my lower lash line, I'm gonna use the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. I've been using this for years. It's great for the lower lash line. The brush is nice and thin, so it's easy to get those little lashes down there. So I'm gonna do that really quick, and I'll be right back. Lashes are done. You can see. I usually do a couple coats of mascara. I try and get them as long and luscious as I can. I don't usually do fake lashes unless I'm going to a wedding or something, just because it is super time consuming, and I only got so much time to get ready before these babies get over here. So yeah, but when I do put those on, I'll show you how I do it. I'm gonna move on to the rest of the face. I'm just gonna do my bronzer. I've got a little bit of a tan going. I did my self tanner yesterday, so I'm gonna use the Morphe bronzer in Megastar. Love this one, it's great. And I'm gonna use the Morphe M527 brush. It's like a big brush. And I'm just gonna, when I do my bronzer, I usually go in like the 3 motion and do a little bit on the forehead, and then down to the neck too. Do it on both sides. When I do my bronzer on my forehead, I like to bring it down a little bit. Gives it more of like a smaller illusion. For blush, I'm gonna use the Becca Mineral Blush in Songbird. I love to use this one when I'm tan. It's got an orangey undertone in there, and there's a nice shimmer in there too. It looks really pretty. And I'm gonna use my Sigma F40 brush. I'm just gonna dip it in and put it along the apples of my cheeks. Bring it back. Always like to do a little tap on the forehead, a little bit on the top of the nose. Like that. And next I'm gonna do my highlighter. So when I'm tan, I like to mix two. I'm gonna mix the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal and the Laura Mercier highlighter in Gilded Honey. So I usually put my Becca highlighter on first, and I use the Morphe M340 brush. It's their fan brush. It's so old, you can barely see it anymore, but. So I put this on the high points of my cheekbones, down my nose, a little on the Cupid's bow, and then I go in with my Gilded Honey, the same thing, just go right over it. I love the look that it gives. This one's so pretty when you have a tan. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a teeny tiny brush. This is the Morphe E36. I'm gonna go back in with Opal, and I'm just gonna put this in my inner corners. And lastly, I'm gonna just kind of blend everything together. So I do a once over with my Beauty Blender, and I give it a little spritz with my setting powder, and I just push everything into the skin. Okay, and then spray the whole face. I think I said this before, but this is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I've been using this a ton lately. I also like the Urban Decay, the All Nighter too. That one's really good. But yeah, that is the final look. I'm going to do my hair, put some lipstick on, and I will come back and show you the final product. Thanks, guys. And that is the final look. I used my chapstick first, of course. The lip liner I used is the Palladio lip liner in Gingerbread. At the very end, it's my absolute favorite. I love this. And then the liquid lipstick I used, or I'm sorry, the velvet lipstick is Kylie Cosmetics, and it's Charm. Love it, so pretty. And then I'm gonna go over it with a little bit of this Morphe gloss in the shade Frosé.